without me having to intervene at all, the bug problem in my apartment is suddenly, like, not much of an issue anymore. There might be still one or two of those big, like, house centipedes with the big legs.
Oh, I didn't know how many you'd seen.
But I had, for a while there, I had kind of like a fruit and drain fly issue, where, like, maybe a fly or two would come out of my drain, and it was probably because of the neighbors. They were known to have dogs and stuff and kids. Okay. So now that they're gone, my problem seriously diminished. That doesn't mean I won't need to buy bug spray. I'll probably still need to buy bug spray, but I won't need to apply it quite as heavily or as often now as I would have.
I was none the wiser
if they were still there. So, but yeah, things are definitely looking up in my area of living.
It's better than if they would have stayed, yeah.
So, yeah. Brand with the Force, talking about...
Yes, what do we have to do? The second installment of...
Black Scorpion.
Black Scorpion show?
Television series, yeah. And for those that skipped over the first episode, Black Scorpion movie came out in 95, continuation of...
Oh, the first installment?
The TV show. Yeah, go... For a detailed synopsis, go watch that first video.
Yeah, it's the same as how we do on Roughnecks.
But yeah, so...
in episode installments. And what is this? 7 through...
7 through 12? 12,
nice.
Yeah. So, it's another 6-pack for you viewers out there that care about the numbers. So, yeah.
That has stayed solid for me, of course.
Yep, same here.
They're a winning formula.
Yeah, yeah.
For
definitely.
The enjoyment.
These 6 episodes here definitely have not slowed down or pivoted away from the excitement of having to watch more of these. So, but yeah, launch right into it, I guess. Episode 7, No Stone Unturned, is the episode name. And, yeah, this one features the supervillain named Medusa. Wild guess is
turning him to stone. Yeah.
What she does, yeah. Operating under the normal name Minerva? Like the drug?
Oh, it's a lady's name.
But yeah,
Minerva counts as a real name.
You don't. I guess I never heard that name all that often, which is why I was a little confused. But yeah, she.
The spa. This is the spa episode.
This is the spa episode.
I enjoyed this. I think it was finally our break from.
Oh, Darce. Minerva owns a health spa at Everly Heights.
You should stop by sometime. I'll give you the full treatment.
Maybe I will.
Darcy, would you excuse us for a moment, please? Minerva and I have to make our plans for a grand soiree.
City cutbacks and city budget cuts and
yes.
City policies.
Where it's like
this is a lady who is mad about... She's got a nice long, kind of complex origin story.
Yeah, like... I guess in high school, she, like, kept getting turned down for dates and...
Well, she was a prank victim.
Going to the prom and
a
stuff.
rather nasty prank.
Yeah,
where,
that's right.
Those kids should have been, like, tried as adults or something.
Yeah.
She got sprayed from a super soaker with straight up corrosive, or what was it? With a hydrochloric, it was acid in there.
Yeah.
Like where they stick bleach in a gun.
Yeah, that's not good at all. And
anyway, she's got this facial scarring.
Yep. And,
on half her face, so then you get the whole thing of...
Yeah. She gets
the beauty issues.
Yeah. And...
Go on to be...
that's her...
The owner of a successful... Beauty and health spa.
And that is her axe to grind with the city, is that... you know... As a way to get back at society for treating her like crap when she was young.
Oh, she'll specifically go after you.
If
you turned her down on homecoming and that.
Yeah. It's your butt that gets turned to stone. So.
Yeah. And is good enough at chemistry. Remember, she can synthesize all of these mineral compounds.
Yep. And
that either mask her own scarring
yeah,
or
it's
can plaster you with this straight up
still yeah. You remember
sublimating liquid solid.
you remember what those shooters look like, the guns that is used to.
Now it's my turn to victimize you.
Her spray,
Yeah.
it was a big super soaker.
Yes. So, whether that counts as like story or just them not wanting to spring for anything that looked even remotely like
Oh,
Cool.
just spray paint it silver and
yeah, it was just a straight up super soaker.
I don't
And
remember the actress's name,
yeah,
but it's one of our non-Tia Carreras.
yeah,
Really great
That'll be kind of like a theme for
in this show.
this one. But yeah, she also has that convenient fountain in the spa that she can draw the anti-aging fresh water from that she can
Yeah,
You
the
know,
mineral
splash.
compound is
splash on her face.
a little like infinity bath.
Yeah, it's all very convenient. It's all, yeah, it's all there. So, yeah, people getting turned into stone,
This is our
cosmetics.
what's it called? Police dating auction raffle.
Yep, and it starts off with that, where
For your side plot that's the same message of the importance of
being handsome.
oh, I was gonna say sensitively letting the person down when you
There's that too.
reject them to the
Yeah,
homecoming dance.
there's some moments in the police auction that are just hilarious, and
Oh, there's straight up homophobia in there.
yeah,
They of course get a raw deal. It's the nerdy guy and the other Dorcas guy.
yeah. So
It's terrible. One gets I
wasn't
don't know, some kind of unattractive lady, big old fat 50-some-year-old lady,
yeah,
and then one gets a dude.
yeah, and you're like
And then they go on to learn their lesson at the end of the episode for sensitivity
yeah. So
in a cool side plot involving our bunglers.
yep, you
Get one every time.
Yeah.
That's the one for this one.
that is and
And then what about the non-Zeus? Was this where the
Yes.
two henchmen were the burly dudes that wore the togas?
yeah. This is the
There
one
was
that
like
had-
a Greco-Roman theme for Medusa.
well, which makes sense, yeah, because it's Medusa, yeah. But the spa had a Greco-Roman thing.
And the two guys that went around in the togas,
Your non-Zeus and
we had a non-Zeus.
the other guy. Who
What was it? John Sally, Michael Clark Duncan, Tiny Lister.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't recognize the guy. It's another one of those guys where you wish you would have seen him in more stuff.
yeah, but
Because it was one of our non-Zeus guys.
yeah, there's a lot of nons in this too. So we're two on the nons with Tia and Zeus. So yeah, great way to kick this off. They of course they don't make it as bluntly obvious, but we're still continuing the potential love interest between Steve and Darcy.
Oh yeah, they recur their jealousy
On
plot.
this one, we're not slowing down on that for whatever.
Well, remember who gets him?
Oh
They do the bidding war.
yeah, they do.
Generous offer. Thank you.
$550. $600. $701,000.
I have a bid of $1,000. Do I hear more? Sold to the lady in green for $1,000.
The next episode, Crime Time, which for me was the most entertaining of this batch. But
It's hard to top. These are all great, but yeah, this one is a cut above.
yeah, yes. So this one,
That
you're,
is hard not to have a big old time with.
yeah, your main supervillain named Clockwise. Goes under the name of Benjamin Tickerman. he was wrongly accused for a crime like 25 years
That's named after Big Ben.
ago.
Gosh.
Yeah. But,
Sherman Timesley.
yeah. That's the thing about this episode. There is no shortage of time-oriented puns.
It's the most egregious so far of
it's-
the
Awful. How ridiculous.
villain-related puns of, yeah, time is money, oh, I ain't got the time, you're out of time.
And this is
Doesn't even
unintentional.
count as a pun!
Yeah, it's every time, you know. It's even stuff like that. These, like,
Yeah, the little bombs they throw out at the car.
the time bombs. That are
Is a little bit of an explosive
literal.
attached to a alarm clock.
Literal.
Classic looking old style alarm clock.
But yeah,
It's called a time bomb.
yeah. Literal time.
How is that different from what a time bomb is?
But yeah, so that's his grudge against
We
us.
are gonna literally spend time throwing these bombs out of this car.
It's a time bomb.
Literally.
It's a time
Literal time.
bomb time.
Anyway, he was a 25-year
Yeah, he was
wrongly convicted prisoner
yeah. And he
from his backstory of illicitly spending 25 years that he's mad because
he was able to get used to like circadian rhythms and accurately time out basically everything.
he claimed he was stuck.
But-
Implied that he barely even left the cell.
Yeah. It's
And the only thing that was happening was a leaky faucet
yep.
dripping noise that was apparently rhythmical all those 25 years.
That was constant.
or
yeah.
for a lot of those 25 years. And his own heartbeat.
Yep. So
That would be
I guess he was in solitary confinement
what you do as opposed to
because
meet your henchmen, recruit your henchmen. Remember that? It's a huge plot hole.
oh yeah, it is like
He's got these 3 hilarious hench persons who come pick him up the second that he
yeah, he's out. And
is out of the jail.
They are there. Yeah.
There wasn't even a driver.
The one, his one lady henchman, Hourglass, I think her name was.
Oh, yes, what were our names? Swiss Miss.
Yeah, Swiss Miss,
He calls her my lovely hourglass.
Hourglass, and
Swiss Miss
yeah,
and Big Hand and Little Hand.
that's it. Yeah,
Remember? Because one of them's a little person, the other guy's this big
the big guy,
6'6" tall man.
the tall, yeah, and none of them look a day over like
They
30,
weren't old
35.
to have known him 25 years hence
So
or thence.
maybe
Remember when he was just a solitary watch
yeah,
salesman on the street?
yeah, maybe the kids would run up to him at recess and like hand over like their dad's money for like a Rolex or something.
Or was it the lady's daughter? We had to
Yes.
possible theory of
Yeah.
she was her mom was his original henchwoman
Yep.
who purposely raised her to be the next generation after he got out of jail.
Yeah. So it would
They were
be
just vaguely guessing that he would eventually become obsessed with time and
Yep. But
well, remember he takes the risks.
yeah, he does.
He's obsessed with being in a hurry. He doesn't want to lose precious seconds.
yeah. So
Is what his obsession with time is. He's already lost the 25 years for no dadgum reason.
it's one of those back. So he'll do.
So he's in such a hurry.
Yeah.
He blames them for being late picking him up.
By like 40
He
something.
counts the seconds on this and that.
Yeah. And then
Obsessed with losing time.
finding the best route to get
Yeah,
to
quickest routes.
destination.
Not caring about the stoplight.
Yeah.
Remember when he makes a car launch onto
Yeah. How can you forget that?
one of those towns where 3/4 ramps just spring up at
Out of nowhere, they're just there. Yeah. And that.
and it's clockwise.
Yeah, that's his supervillain name is Clockwise, which is kind of a weird name. But yeah, he's got the ability to time out freaking police routes,
Yeah, he knows the average time that it takes for
response time.
any process
Yeah.
in the American experience.
Yes. So you you can spot him based on his car. There's a fancy car that he drives. It's like a late 40s, early 50s, like Packard.
They have like a 52 Nash or
Yeah.
whatever that little thing is.
That has clocks for rims.
And the rocket thing in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the little cake pans
So that
is a clock.
the City of Angels always knows what time it is.
It's a clock mobile.
Yeah. And let's not forget about the fact that this episode is the one that has the chronogenetic
Yes, what is our science for the attack?
velocirator. So,
And the criminal attacks that she has to fight against.
invented by the doctor that's
Yes, we get Dr. Phoenix again.
Dr. Phoenix, yeah.
Good deal. It's
So-
nice to have him keep recurring,
Yeah.
even though I kind of did wish for a different science. It could be the same actor, just a different name
Every time.
for your paperclip.
Yeah.
A German name every time
But the cryogenetic,
that he makes up. Yeah, it's the chronogenetic velocirator
yeah, velocirator. And
to accelerate your cells
Yep.
through sound waves.
And this device works by stimulating your cortex,
Cerebral cortex.
and which makes the neurons in your brain fire faster, which makes your
Cells perceive
age.
time quicker,
perceive
thereby age
quicker.
that they think the body is aging that much more fast.
And that's the science
Through sound.
through sound.
Little vibrations in a computer chip.
So it's sending the vibrations into your cortex to fire off the neurons, which is a lot of
Revenge
science.
against the jurors.
Yeah, and that was
Judge
his.
and jury for his
Yeah.
prison case.
He only wanted to target the jurors.
That he'll tack a chip onto you and make the thing go. Mm-hmm. And turn you into a different actor.
Yes.
Remember our different people?
Absolutely. Like 2 or 3 of the jurors that age definitely have like different actors. as
You're a
them.
completely different man.
The guy that sticks out to me is the guy as a young person that looks kind of like John Cleese.
I grew, my nose is half the size. I
Yeah.
have different facial hair.
Of course, gray hair, but I mean that happens to the best of us. But yeah, so
I lost 400 pounds. Yeah, I love the
yeah, when you go,
I love the before and after of using, instead of
you go.
just cheesy fake makeup. It's not like there's no cheesy crappy effects on this show.
Yeah.
Instead of just using funny bad old people makeup,
Yep.
they went with completely different
And
actors.
let's not forget about that stupid special effect that they use for the aging device, where it's just a rainbow that's like
Yeah, you get a murky RGB
broadcast
spectrum flash.
right to your face. There's nowhere else that it could go because it has to target the cortex. It's not allowed to.
Oh, true. Yeah,
So-
it would be aiming towards cortex.
So at least they got that part right. But yeah, this one's also notable for the villain death scene. Kind of ratchets it up to 12.
Yes, what is with our... Do I need to go back to the first 6 episodes and see who all she killed? Because in this run, it just seems like
it's pretty merciless.
we all of a sudden do this half a dozen villains just get
Yeah. Boom.
quite dispassionately bumped off.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing is to kind of accurately describe it, it's like they definitely aged the actor digitally, but like it's kind of like all the air exits his head and like his skin, the skin flesh kind of starts peeling from his skull,
It's so fast.
and then it
Once he's
explodes.
a corpse, he'll desiccate, make like a shop vac, and implode, kind of.
You'll see his skull there for like 2 seconds,
Have your skull fall apart,
and then
just explode in this huge white ball of
you don't get any blood.
awesomeness.
So that's
No, he's been completely desiccated.
yeah. So if all the liquid in there is gone,
Years of time have elapsed. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah,
his skeleton blows up.
it's like who are we aiming towards here, guys? Like, do you have to get the 13-year-old freaking Linkin Park listener to get with your show all of a sudden, where it's like, yeah, this show isn't edgy enough for me.
Yeah, maybe aiming for the demographic of
This show needs
young teen boys whose parents have HBO and Cinemax,
and they were allowed to watch it.
and say,
Yeah.
something like, well, we've already got a hard, what's it called, rating of
Oh yeah,
what's basically past PG-13.
yeah. There's basically no more limit at this rate.
Put an extreme violence in there.
Yeah, but
And then if we didn't say so, it was also Minerva's case.
yes,
She sprays her with the gun.
yeah, that's right.
Remember, they're struggling on the top of that, I believe it's a dam. She falls down a dam.
Yeah, she does.
She's going to turn the whole town into stone
That's pretty ironic.
with the compound on the floodgates of the dam.
Yeah,
And then she gets a hold of her gun and sprays her with it, Black Scorpion.
yes,
Or Black Scorpion sprays Medusa.
yeah,
And falls down the dam.
yep. And she doesn't do anything. Black Scorpion's just like, huh. And
She
then-
just falls down the, yeah.
And then-
I forgot if it shows the explosion there, too.
yeah, they're both,
You're yelling while you're just turned to stone and falling down
yeah,
a floodgates.
yeah, they're both pretty no holds barred.
I don't think they ever went back and said,
Well,
oh my gosh, I am having these moments of conscience of
I'm sorry.
after having killed a villain
Yeah, they never do. They never do for these two.
2 in a row, so I'll have to go back and make sure
Yeah,
who all
but
she has or hasn't killed in those first 6 episodes.
yeah, because some do make a return. So
But man, this is the goofiest. And the competition is fierce.
yeah, it
That's
is.
the thing about this episode. It's kind of
It ranks.
above and beyond
Yeah, like I thought the first 6 episodes were
for goofiness.
plenty goofy enough.
Yeah, I think somebody, when we were first watching it, I think somebody said,
Now we need to.
send this to the Smithsonian, or
Yeah.
whatever it's called. National Film or Video Institute Archive.
Yeah, we need to ratchet up the goofiness for this 8th episode for sure. Yeah. So episode 9 called No Sweat. This is the one that has supervillain Aerobicide in it.
Yeah, that's the aerobics episode.
The aerobics instructor, whose big, evil impetus and resolution to make that impetus happen is based on completely superficial things. Like,
Oh, sort of.
she was told.
Yeah, she wants to rebel against the cultural preconception of
marrying.
if you're a female, you have to
marry a rich guy, basically.
get the rich boyfriend if you want
If you want to.
to live a good life whatsoever.
Yeah. So,
And complain, or no, and get scheme revenge
yeah.
on because of over exertion.
Yes.
She did too much aerobics,
So.
like messed up her joints to where she couldn't walk
to
anymore.
be beautiful and to be all this, yeah, she overexerted.
I think. Yes, because she was the one that had the cyborg pieces.
Yeah,
She's got not prosthetics,
you could hear the wheat
but
bones.
a whole bunch of cybernetic inserts in her
Wheat?
limbs.
Yeah, you can hear the wheat.
She
woo.
had straight up wheat woo equipment. yeah.
wheat woo. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, not all the time.
not all the time.
Just to walk, but during combat it would go.
Yeah, there's nothing special you need to do to engage the combat mode. There's no trigger phase. There's no, hey, I'm getting ready to beat you down.
It's just the muscular force that she would start using.
It starts up
And
automatic.
it knows to. Yeah, it
So-
knows to.
Yeah. She also uses like a light beer to reduce testosterone levels in men.
This was another pretty good plot as it went on through its whatever it is, 42 minutes.
Yeah.
There were great twists and turns.
So
Yes, her and her 2 henchwomen that were named...
Bend and Stretch.
Yeah, that's right. Bend and Stretch
Yeah. So
for your hench names.
and,
And a scheming to... What is it?
I think they
Exert middle-aged to elderly males to death
yes.
through being a personal trainer and an aerobics instructor.
Yeah. And you didn't have to pay immediately for those aerobics instructions because you just gave her a slice or all of your inheritance in a will. So that's why
Yeah,
she
there was scheming involving men's wealth and doing a
yeah,
how that is.
kind of like a contract negotiation for how would that work
Your-
anyway? You would-
It's for bequeathing your trust.
yeah. Oh, okay.
That you can
yeah.
get written into the will and the trust fund,
Yep. So, yeah,
or ask that wife for a cut of.
and it's
She asks for a percentage. That's right.
it's a little more selfish than Villain's Past because it's not. There's a little bit of a personal vendetta, but she also, in the name of just good business, wants to just grow her business. You can't.
She'll make you ride a exercise bike. Remember, it's the Captain.
Yep.
It's like Speed.
Speed.
It has a
Yeah.
not a explosive, but a electrocutor.
Yeah.
If you go under 25 miles an hour on this simulator, it electrocutes you.
Yeah. You're gonna feel it.
So it's a great shot of him just zooming along on his exercise.
Yep. The sting operation is pretty awesome too, where
It's a fake sting.
they fake lottery winning. So
It's
that's
a fake rich man in the Captain
that's pretty awesome that they were able to easily.
and a fake wife of Black Scorpion that can be like, gosh, what am I gonna do with all of this lottery money?
Well, Dad, you need to work out a little more. And that's about how obvious they make it. So, yeah, this is also the one whenever the police either accidentally or mistake her car for being a bad guys, they shoot it. They're shooting her car with, like, missiles
Oh
and
yes,
stuff.
they had a little rocket launcher that they were trying to take out the Scorpion mobile.
Yeah. I don't know if that was by accident or...
Oh, she's still a major fugitive.
Yeah, she barely...
Of the law.
Yeah, she barely counts as...
The dating boyfriend is still obsessed with taking her in.
Yeah, so...
What was our Gatorade mixture?
Oh,
It was a exercise. It was a low carb, low calorie beer.
Mm-hmm.
Exerlite
Yeah, where it had...
that she invented and sold
Mm-hmm. And
for like $1.50. What was it? $1.50 for
a six-pack. That's freaking below... Yeah,
That would mean what? $2.89 for
like 20...
a 12-pack.
Yeah,
So
roughly 6,
a
7...
case would be
What,
like $5.64.
Yeah. Or, yeah, maybe about $10 in 2023 dollars, or like 10 or 15 bucks. Yeah.
So
So
maybe it was 3.2%, but it had this other chemical agent in it that her plan was to subdue all males by selling this cheap beer
wouldn't that be?
and have a testosterone robbing agent in it,
Yeah.
along with a couple more things to make it addictive,
So what?
to turn them into a wimp.
Yeah.
The town, it's going to become a town of wimps.
Town of Wimps. Yeah.
was her plan. And exercise whichever ones out of those guys.
Yes.
Exercise the rich elderly ones and the rich guys
Well, I think they would. Yeah.
to death
They would probably pass off faster after drinking the beer.
and claim the...
So
You'd be more dehydrated, yeah.
you.
And
Yeah.
claim the various
That's pretty smart.
assets and wealthy financial interests of...
Yeah, because she would profit 2 times. So good for her.
Oh, they're following the whim of... Remember, she turns the mayor into into a cleaning maid.
A maid, yeah.
And
was
actually gives him a giant pink, almost a tutu dress.
That was pretty funny.
One of those maid dresses, except it's pink.
Look what you've done to my floor.
What?
I just swept it.
So this episode 10, this one's called Officer and a Prankster.
Oh, are we all ready to? I guess so.
We are to the prankster.
It was kind of clever that they had it be a guy who had already apparently existed in universe,
Yeah,
but just not in an episode.
yeah. So, but yeah, the prankster, he would just go around and prank people, be on the bads. He would do the bad things in kind of like a funny prankster fashion. But I guess I don't know what, I can't remember what the drive was to improve. But I do know how he improved. Good old Dr.
Phoenix?
Dr. Phoenix, yeah.
You get him again? Good.
Yeah, you get him again. He invented a device that goes into his brain, and anytime the device reads a bad thought, it phones home to a control board that will then automatically phone back to the device and shock him. So...
Oh, we're having more electrocution machines?
Yes.
To motivate you? That's fine.
It's kind of like a low voltage brain shock thing to get you thinking right, I guess.
Yeah, but wasn't he a reclone? Wasn't he
yeah, he
like
was
like a clone?
he was reanimated, I think.
I don't think it was his body. I think they straight up cloned him. Remember, they like blew him up in a. That was how come his backstory wasn't in an episode.
Wait a minute, yes, that's how it was.
They like reanimated the cells from his ashes.
Yeah, because now it's coming back. Yeah, that they show his ashes prominently, the urn prominently in a shot. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. The two green guys.
Yeah, they're and actually I
We'll
think
see if they recur in another episode with Dr. Phoenix. But in this episode, Dr. Phoenix has these
the green guy sidekicks.
couple of bunglers that have the green
Yeah, he's got bunglers of his own.
outfits.
So
Yeah, that's right. So then they take your genetic material,
yeah,
reclone you, except to rehabilitate they use electric shock.
yes, that's why he originally probably.
So you're not supposed to think mean thoughts?
Yeah. So, to keep from thinking these bad thoughts, he signs up to be a cop. And gets the easy interview process because the head of the police department says, "Hey guys, we're getting some bad press.
That's right. There's bad publicity.
We need a cop that you wouldn't think would be a cop. So you get the prankster."
And then it's prankster gangster in there.
Yes. So
Since he's a new version,
yeah, it would be prankster gangster. I think
it's not even barely the prankster anymore. It's prankster gangster.
Yeah.
Did he originally have that Joker half? Remember how half his face is a big
I don't think that's original.
Joker deal. When in doubt, you can just rip off two different DC villains
Oh yeah.
of the Joker
Exactly.
and Two-Face.
Yeah.
And then he has some henchmen,
Yeah.
doesn't he? He is confronted by his old gang as a policeman.
But it wouldn't be the duplicates old gang. It would be the legit old gang from the prankster.
Where he's like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, I ran
they're
with you
letting
guys.
us out of jail too. Aren't they at like a carnival?
Yeah. They meet
They're
up.
letting us out of jail too.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to plant this bomb over here
And
for our rehabilitation.
they didn't. The original gang didn't know that this was a rebuilt prankster gangster that is now doing good. So
Yeah, they forgot that he blew up.
he is like, prankster gangster's like, well, no, we can't blow this thing up. It's the fun zone.
You get some nice cartoonish display of
People come here to have fun.
virtue on the part of the reformed criminal.
We can't blow up the fun zone. So, yeah. The gang of pranksters eventually wind up disguising the bomb in a bundle of other stuffed animals because they hid the bomb in a stuffed animal. And
What'd you do that for?
We're never gonna be able to find it. What the rat cushion to blow? Get out of here! Go, go, go!
you get the cool montage of how Prankster Gangster Cop winds up solving mysteries and apprehending hench people.
Yeah, a gag with his giant clown shoes for you.
Yeah.
And then for a while he'll be a real cop, but then the plot
Oh yeah.
eventually makes him the villain again.
Yeah. So, yep. And I like it whenever they tie in the police chief's like silly antics with a main part of the plot, because that's why this episode stands out. Is the police chief's antics in the past used to be kind of like a side plot that was maybe related.
The captain?
Yeah, the
Captain
captain.
Strickland or whatever his name is?
Yeah. So, but the captain's actions now played a direct role in the plot. So that's Mary.
Yes, we got treated to that in the Time Zone episode too.
Yeah.
He's germane to that plot and what happens to him.
But yeah, it's always nice.
It's nice when he can finally just quit being nothing but the butt of a lame side thing.
Yeah. So
With the sandwich, remember when he's eating he's of course they're gonna give him a Subway sandwich like that big.
yeah, and he's wolfing it down. But yep. So again, probably a higher, more entertaining episode on this. Probably right under the time.
I call this a pretty darn good stretch.
Yeah. So
We've had pretty memorable ones in this little mini run.
yeah, episode 11, Life's a Gas. This is the one with Pelucia, the evil lady that
Yes, sir.
is kind of like anti-consumerist and declares that the population's use of products is causing harm to the environment. This is also the episode where she teams up with the mechanical lung villain from the first batch, Adam West's villain character, and
Breathtaker.
yeah, Breathtaker.
Yeah, you get Adam West again in his little bubble cage.
Yeah,
The return of
so they rip off Bubble Boy.
Breathtaker.
So, but yeah, there's this. Whenever she meets Breathtaker and she's like, dude, it's Breathtaker, I've read your novel like 5 million times, I played the video game and I watched the movie.
Well, I need your help.
Ariel Hayes.
You remember me?
Yes. You were that little girl who always sat in the back of my atmospheric science class.
Your novel.
I so idolize you and your view on humanity.
She likes his.
Let me help you. And so she does, because he is...
treaties.
Yeah.
The Breath Organization.
Yeah.
Remember? She kind of took over and helped his. He was in prison, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in prison, so...
Remember, she had that giant name tag of. It's BREATH. It stands for something.
Yeah.
The Breath Organization. His
Yeah. So he was...
organization.
Yeah, I think she wanted to help get him out and
We're banning CFCs,
revitalize the Breath Organization.
the aerosols.
Yeah. Basically, it counts as a continuation of the Breathalyzer episode, if you ask me. Only with
A good
young-looking-
way to.
young-looking female supervillain instead of Adam West.
Yeah.
So, it's good. It's good on this show that they're not above either continuing a plot point that's not a romantic item between two lead characters, or
It's similar. They
Straight
didn't do
up.
city budget cuts, but
no. They changed enough for it to make it an interesting episode without, but repeating the common thread of pollution bad for the city.
She'll come in
So
as the scientist lady,
yeah,
and then you also still kind of have Adam West to deal with.
yep. So having those two things makes this a solid entry.
And dies too, doesn't she?
Yes.
Wasn't she converted into a vapor? They had her in a Bunsen
Yeah.
in a Bunsen beaker
Yep. They
where she was like a cloudy vapor.
episode 12, the last episode we're doing on this video. Roses are red, you're dead. Great name for an episode. But this is the one with Dr. Green Thumb, not the Cypress Hill
The
character.
David L. Landers.
Yeah.
Guess who you get as another awesome guest star on this show?
David.
Squiggy.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The guy from the Credibility Gap.
Yeah.
David Landers.
So, yep, he plays Dr. Green Thumb.
Yeah, his name is like Gardner or something. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
He runs a flower shop called Gardner's Gardens.
Gardner's
Gardner's Gardens.
Gardner's Garden, yeah. And,
Because he's Gardon, the Gardner.
what a twist.
And again, with some great hench persons.
Yes.
His are two plant-themed girls, a lot like Poison Ivy, that's named, what was it, African Violet,
Yep. And,
is a very fine-looking black girl.
yeah.
And then, what was the other? Tiger Lily.
Tiger Lily. Yep.
And I'm actually now a fan of, that I gotta go back and look and see what else she's even been in.
Yes.
Because I was unfamiliar with that gal. The stunning Patricia Ford.
Yep. So his bent against the city of angels, was being dejected by a lady.
Oh, yes, it's Dr. Green Thumb.
Yeah. So,
He literally has a oversized green thumb.
yeah. So that's his big deformity. And,
Oh, another dating rejection thing?
yeah.
I guess so. Yes, you learn the backstory of what's her name?
The lady,
Secretary girl.
the
yeah.
mayor's secretary lady, yeah. Evidently, before dating the mayor, she was either setting up or on a date with the gardener.
In the dumbest flashback I've ever seen, which, again, on this, the competition is pretty fierce. She says, gosh, I sure do want to leave this town. How come you keep your right hand and thumb hidden at all times?
Yeah.
Credibility Gap guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, gee, let me save up the money and we can leave this town.
Uh-huh.
And right then you get the traveling campaign guy
Yeah, you get who eventually would be the mayor on his mayoral campaign.
giving a speech to 4 people in the gravel. I thought that was awesome.
It's grassroots, man. More plant humor. Grassroots. But yeah.
And then she will
yeah.
betray you.
Yeah, she'll be like,
So even though he has these 2 absolutely gorgeous
yes.
hench girls,
Yeah. He still
that
has...
he's totally motivated by this 25 years ago love story.
Yeah. He still has feelings for her for some weird reason.
And your motivation to... What was it? He had these pumpers. Actually, this is the one with those little weed eaters, too.
Yes. Absolutely.
It was those little trimmers that go in a huge circle with those different kind of... It's not quite a weed eater.
Yeah, but you get the idea. It's kind of like a...
Well, whatever it is, it's a giant wheel like that that's going to cut you up.
You wonder if it's mechanical or actually biological.
And then he had a form of plant
Yeah. It's like...
torpedo launch.
Yeah. So it's a gun.
A little rocket launcher type deal that looked like a flick gun.
It shoots bright green stuff with leaves trailing behind it.
It was blowing out these things, but they would also light up and then explode.
So you assume it's some type of missile, and with plant things, since it's Gardner.
To subdue you. He was a plant crossbreeding and
Yes.
and manipulating master.
He would So his main weapon against the city is actually a living plant that reverse photosynthesizes. Whereas normal plants...
Yes, you'll subdue the city by, what was it? They were a dime each.
Yeah.
They were actually 10 cents each.
Yep.
Bouquet, or not a bouquet, but a little shop of horrors man in the little flower pot.
It was pretty spooky. I don't know why anybody would even want to waste a dime on it.
They make noises. Yeah, it's better for Halloween than Valentine's.
But yeah.
But on Valentine's, he would conquer the town, and a bunch of them did sell because they were a dime each.
Yeah. And it would...
That does what?
This plant actually
puts back out the carbon dioxide.
Takes in oxygen, puts out carbon dioxide. So not only are you...
to bring them to his knees...
Yeah. You're losing essential gas and you're gaining a poison. So, yeah.
Yes. To bring the town to their knees... You sell the opposite?
Yeah.
The Plantamanium or whatever that was called?
Yeah.
Well, they're all making noises. Remember, both of these special plants would be like...
Yeah.
You got a plant over here moving around a little bit going...
Yeah. And I remember hearing just a weird noise.
Yeah, sometimes they'll growl.
It's really odd. I don't know why.
Sometimes they'll be like, food. Anyway, he synthesizes this antidote thing that gives you, that puts out concentrated, huge amounts of oxygen.
Yeah, so you can,
to be like, sell us the expensive plant that.
I would just buy more normal plants. But then again, that would be
if you had the time.
Yeah.
Then there'd be a plant shortage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Maybe I didn't think about that for too long.
It's depending how big of a town it is. I don't think City of Angels is a very big town.
No, yeah. But, yeah.
And he tells it this whole backstory, of course.
Yeah.
That you cut to... the gal, the secretary girl, conveniently being mad at the mayor.
Yes. So
then he can have her run off with him for a while.
Yeah, for a little while.
But then when you get defeated, she, of course,
comes back.
It's the power of starting over. I love how this show starts over every single time.
Yep.
There's very little overarching.
Yeah. And let's not forget about the Venus Scorpion plant.
Oh, yes, it's an actual little shop of horrors.
Where
he makes a big one.
Yeah.
Specifically for eating black scorpion, called the Venus Scorpion Trap.
The big, just a big Venus flytrap.
Little shop of horrors.
Yeah.
A giant one.
And it's also how he gets defeated, because Black Scorpion pushes him into the plant.
Oh, they never ironically fall victim to their own... Do they?
No, not at all. Nope, that's not a reused plot point at all.
I was just very happy about this episode because of Patricia Ford.
Yeah, I totally, I get it.
And seeing David Landers.
David Landers is always...
I'm a huge fan of the credibility guy.
Good to see and hear as well, because I think he did a few...
you ever see Used Cars?
I don't think I've seen Used Cars.
He's funny.
So
he's not just the guy from that one Tim Allen, where he's a fast food employee.
Yeah, that was So,
but that's a great group of episodes. I probably say that all the time.
Yeah,
but if they started letting me down, I'd say that too.
It's still
Watching these the first time, I was kind of tired, situationally at the time, so I had to do some major recap. But still, these are all quite strong.
Yeah.
Entries when you're not freaking sleepy.
We haven't been let down once yet.
No, when he blew up, we can basically concur.
We cut up
that dadgum time episode.
Yeah. That's going to be hard to
Goofy.
top. That's going to be really hard to top. So,
and they had good ones throughout.
Yeah.
This segment ends with David L. Landers.
Yeah, I mean, how can
Patricia Ford?
You can't... Yeah, you can't complain about that for sure.
For such a simple formula, it would be a major challenge to keep making fun and funny episodes of this.
Yeah, they just keep finding a way though. So,
well, they haven't tried to get real clever on plot stuff. It's the same exact
Yep.
oversimplified children's comic book formula.
Mm-hmm.
With a villain and a villain puns.
Yeah. And
a couple of rockin' hench persons.
it always seems to work. So, here's to hoping that
the next
batch will be equally as good, if not better.
And there's how many more? 10?
I think there's 10. Yeah.
All right then.
So, yep. So, looking forward to it.